Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today. Parents are now putting a lot of food pressure on their kids, a new study finds. So if we weren't putting enough pressure on our kids to play sports and do their activities, now we're putting it on them for food. New research finds that overweight kids are more likely to restrict their children's food intake. So parents will come in and cut back on the food. And in contrast, what happens is mothers and fathers are saying are more likely to pressure their kids to eat more when both parents and children are at normal weight. So pushing food nor restricting is a good idea. A new study author, Jessica Burge, is associate professor of family medicine and community health at the University of Minnesota Medical School. Interesting, they said that prior research has shown that they may have unintended effects such as child becoming overweight or obese or engaging in eating behavior disorders like binging or purging. Childhood obesity now is close to 17% and is linked to another health issues, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Can you believe that under the age of 11, we're seeing kids with heart disease and type 2 diabetes? I'm just shocked at that, amazed, blown away that we can have our young people dealing with such high adult, we're talking adult health challenges that don't even start really occurring until you get in your late 40s, 50s. And we're seeing our kids deal with this. It's because of our lifestyle habits, about the choices that they're making each day. So there has to be a shift and there has to be a change, no doubt about it. And until we do that as parents, nothing's going to happen, which is just, you don't really want to create a bunch of drama around the food. But I think that parents, if we lead by example, then the kids will follow. Most kids don't sit there and stuff their face. Most kids will eat their plate and that's about it. Grab a little bit more. You got a guy playing, growing up, getting his early teenage years playing football. He's growing, playing wrestling, playing sports. He may jump in to eat a lot more. A female that's getting into sports, tennis, basketball, volleyball, whatever, which it really increases their aerobic activity, a lot of running, then they may increase their calories too. But at the same time, you don't see kids go to a big buffet and sit down for 2 hours and eat 8 plates. You just don't see that. So the kids aren't wired to do that. They're not geared like that. And unless there's something emotional going on or there's something that they feel out of control with, because food is a way of control. It's a way that people use. That's where the addictive behavior begins. And it's a way of whether they're into like a binging or a purging or any kind of issue with kind of being in that situation. Anorexia and bulimia, one of these eating disorders, you're just seeing them. It gets me frustrated because I see so many kids that struggle with this, and they don't need to. There's so much pressure from family, and there's also a lot of peer pressure, obviously, that can lead to this. Most of the eating disorders, although we say that there's a distorted body image, a lot of that distorted body image came from a lot of the verbal cues at an early age from the parents. So it's not just that the kid just randomly has body issues. That came from somewhere, because kids don't just randomly start having that, or they watch movies and they feel like they don't look the same as certain models or actors or actresses, whatever. It comes from a lot of that. But the reality is, as parents, we need to step in and be the difference maker in that, and be the one that steps up and tells our kid how great they are, how beautiful they are, how smart they are, so that they're getting that from home, from really the parents at that level, or the highest level of validation for a child. So it does matter. And when you start seeing something like this, when you see these food pressures, the last thing kids need to be is pressured for anything. You want to lay boundaries, no doubt, as a parent, and you want to guide and you want to lead. But they don't need to feel the pressure for that. They need to understand the why, and that can help them more than anything else, especially when it comes to weight. Weight is one of the biggest outlets for people. Look at the adults around you. 70% of Americans are overweight. And that's not because you're eating less. It's because we're eating more. It's because we're stress eating. There's a lot of reasons of why that happens, but it's really interesting how it does happen and what we can do to really make a shift to move around from that. And we need that for our kids. Definitely need it. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call. And if you haven't found our lifestyle providers are healthcare providers in your area that believe the same way we do. They just take you by the hand. And if you want to figure out how to eat better, how to exercise in the right way for your body type, learn more about your metabolism and how to construct an overall plan around that, that's what our lifestyle providers do. They help build a good game plan. Sometimes that's all you need. You just need a game plan. So many of us need that. All right, let's go to Ken. Hi, Ken. Welcome.
I am plagued with autoimmune disorders. I had developed about 3 years ago a disorder of the gums, my teeth, and it's the inflammation and stuff that supposedly affects my heart, as well as about a year and a half ago, I developed psoriasis on my scalp and on my arms and on one spot on my leg. And those are the issues I'm having.
When you start having a lot of those types of issues, you always want to step back. Okay, you always want to step back and really get down to the brass tacks. And what I mean by that is you want to jump in and make sure, more than anything else, you don't have any serious nutritional deficiencies. And a lot of times with an autoimmune condition or several of them, there can be challenges in those regards. So you want to dig in and really figure that out. So the way you do that is first you get some lab work with your primary care physician. I think it's a great way to go. You can look at nutritional values all day long. Now, they can look at certain tests that can determine whether your T1 helper cells or T2 helper cells, which part of your immune system is what we call overactive, okay? And when things are overactive, that's when you start getting a lot of challenges with the overall immune system, and that's where you get the autoimmune process from. So just figuring out exactly where that's coming from will make a big difference. And that's one thing I would stick to. I would definitely figure that out, because if once they do that, you can target certain foods to be able to help. You don't have to just kind of stay where you are. You can really get in there, and the doctors can jump in and help come up with a good game plan. I would definitely look into that, because when you're struggling with any type of situation that's autoimmune, you have to get the immune system calmed down, and you can't just turn it off. You can't just go unplug the light or unplug the lamp per se. You can put a dimmer switch on it, which can help, but you can't just go over there and unplug everything. That's what you don't want to do, okay? 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Now, food of the hour, I want to talk about beets. Beets are amazing. You're thinking, my goodness, the last thing I want to eat are a bunch of beets. But, you know, I really actually seek them out now to put them in my diet, because they've got so many healthy benefits to them. Food can be our best medicine in so many ways. Pretty amazing. So, one, again, high on the anti-cancer scale. They have zero trans fat, zero saturated fat. And, of course, they're fantastic at supporting the digestive tract. Matter of fact, one of the best foods if you struggle with constipation at all. Beets are one of the best foods. Just the beet juice alone is enough to get the small intestine and the bowels moving to the point where you can eliminate well, even if you've been constipated for a while. So if that's something you struggle with, constipation, that you deal with on a regular basis, you want to look in this for sure, because they're amazing. If you take a regular beet, steam it. I'll tell you a little trick. Take a regular beet, steam it, cut it up, and put it over a salad the night before you wake up in the morning, and, of course, have a great bowel movement. It works like a charm. The reason is they contain high levels of sodium, the main minerals that are really good for our bowels, which are sodium, and then, of course, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. So they contain all of those, plus they're considered a strong fiber food. Got a lot of vitamin A and vitamin C in it, too. So they contain folic acid, which is necessary for the production and maintenance of new cells. I mean, it's great for cell reproduction and for the body making new cells each and every day. And studies shown that beets guard against cancer, especially the big studies were done with colon cancer. A lot of medical studies done around it, but beets can be eaten raw, or you can boil them, whatever you want to do. But they're powerful. I mean, that's the key. One thing you got to know is 1.5% of Americans actually eat fruit and vegetables. And that's pretty staggering if you think about it. Because if I had to take a poll right now with everybody listening, and I said, who all eats vegetables every single day, you'd probably raise your hand. You'd probably tweet and start sending messages all the way about that. And the reality is that we all think we do. But if you really looked at our plates in a day's time over and over and over again, really we don't that much. So making those kind of shifts and changes can make a big difference. But beets are great. They, of course, I encourage you to use them on a regular basis just because of the beta-cyanin, which is a pigment. It gives you that red color. It's what's responsible for helping fight cancer. So a lot of people take beets and put it in juices, or they'll juice it along with kale and some other things. I think beets should be thrown in there every time just because of the high anti-cancer load that they have. I mean, that's something right there that's enough to be valued and looked at. That can help. It's one of those super vegetables that we should always include in our diet plan on a regular basis. Coming up, more questions about your health. You're listening to On Call Radio. Check us out on the web. We're here for you, on call for you, each and every day to take you to the next level. Remember, lifestyle is our medicine. The foods we drink, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the exercise we get or don't get, all of that composes our lifestyle.
To experience more of Asa RX audio, visit us at asarx.com. Hi, it's Asa here. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you need a new prescription for your life? I have a special gift for all my listeners. I'm giving away a free copy of my international best-selling book to help you truly live your potential. All you have to do is cover the shipping and handling, and I will give you the book absolutely free. I want to invest in you and your health this year. So get your free copy of my book by visiting myfreehealthbook.com. That's myfreehealthbook.com, and let's get healthy together this year.